We're back in San Francisco!
Leave today and enter the world of Randomland.
As you all know by now, I am a massive fan of Walt Disney. Not just the things he created, but of the man himself. Together, we visited his early homes and studios and of course Disneyland, but no place has given me a greater sense of the man behind the legend than this, the Walt Disney Family Museum. Now this museum is amazing. Located here at the Presidio in San Francisco, it has 40,000 square feet of exhibits spread through 17 rooms, all documenting the life and works of Walt Disney. Now at first glance, it seems like San Francisco is a strange choice for this place, given that Walt never lived here. But not only did his descendants live close by, but his daughter Dianne Disney Miller, who spearheaded the construction and creation of this museum, also felt it was important to keep space between the museum and the parks to separate the man from the legend. Even before you enter the museum, the scale of Walt's achievements is staggering. Many of the awards he received in his lifetime are here, including his Presidential Medal of Freedom and many of his 32 Academy Awards, which is more than anyone had ever received before or since. So much gold! On the ground floor, Walt's early life is on display, including family artifacts, rare photos, and perhaps most interesting of all, a young Walt Disney's early drawings. Watch out guys, young Walt's been drawing. We got a doodler here. His early attempts at animation are also featured. This room documents Laugh-O-Gram, Walt's first studio in Kansas City. As we all know, that ended in failure, but rather than giving up, Walt Disney packed up his meager possessions in a cardboard suitcase and boarded a train to California. And symbolically, that's where museum guests board the coolest elevator of all time for the second floor.
It was a big day, the day I got on that California Limited. I just was free and happy, you know. It was 1923, but I failed. I think it's important to have a good hard failure when you know.
On the second floor, much like Walt's new life in California, the museum goes into overdrive. Once off the elevator, you're into the story of Walt Disney in California, which continues from the Alice comedies through Oswald the Lucky Rabbit and all the way up to a humble mouse, which catapulted Walt Disney into a whole new world of success and innovation. This is probably the craziest thing in the whole museum. These are the earliest known drawings of Mickey Mouse. It would be impossible to go through everything else in the museum. Each room is packed with amazing stuff. More than just memorabilia, the museum is also overflowing with information about the technical achievements that made all of our favorite shows and movies possible. Just as one example, here's one of the original multi-plane cameras used to create the look of 3D in animation. Disney Artifact. Disneyfact. But through all the amazing displays and artifacts, the museum never loses sight of Walt Disney the man. His personal story is told right alongside every step, and his voice is everywhere. This room has a list of Walt's favorite foods. Pretty humble guy, huh? But it also contains something amazing to fans of Disneyland, Walt's personal collection of miniatures. He was obsessed with these and actually put them on display in a series of dioramas called Disneylandia, which was one of the many early ideas that led to the theme parks. And at the end of this glass hallway overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge is another Disneyland landmark, one of the park benches Walt sat on with his daughters in Griffith Park. As we all know, it was there looking at the carousel that Walt got the idea to build a theme park that could be fun for the whole family. And unlike the Griffith Park bench at Disneyland, guests can actually sit down on this one. I love you, bench. I'm inspired. Which leads us on to the crown jewel of the museum and Walt Disney's crowning achievement, Disneyland. The story of the park, from Walt's personal steam train to the ABC television show that funded it, it's all here, topped off with the huge model of the Disneyland of Walt's imagination. I could stare at this thing for decades. Or maybe not literally, but like at least maybe like a year, a month. I like it, okay? I like it. Everything from how the park was built to opening day to the development of audio animatronics, it's all here. Oh, and let's not forget about Walt's vision for the city of the future, Epcot. Now, I've been to this museum a million times. I even have a membership, and I still haven't seen everything in this part of the museum. But just as you're on the point of being overwhelmed by the amazing achievements themselves, the museum skillfully brings us back to Walt in his final days before leading us through the final rooms commemorating the passing of this visionary giant. I'm not crying. My eyes are just sweaty with respect. The museum is an amazing tribute to many things: creativity, animation, storytelling, artistry, and it's really an amazing feat in its own right. But above all the rest, it pays the ultimate tribute to the man behind the legend, the man who led some of the most creative people in history into creating whole worlds of imagination, Walter Elias Disney. Thank you for joining me on this quick review of the happiest museum on earth. This place is worth a trip to San Francisco all by itself. For more information on the museum, including membership, check out their website at waltdisney.org. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for some more wacky video adventures, and I'll see you in Randomland. Bye-bye! Soul Train? It's weird that you're here. Cute. Rock and roll.
Not a mouse
guitar. A mouse guitar. Now it's got 6 strings, and you can watch your hat, sir. Not only is the model impressive, but look at this floor. I just love it so much. Sea serpents live in the sea, silly.
They ain't land in the mountains. Not land serpents?
No, they don't live in the. They don't live in the desert.
What?
They don't live in Space Mountain.
Well, hot damn.
They live. Hey, this is a family show. They live in the water, in the sea, with seashells and stars and hermit crabs and mermaids, and they have sweet little dreams about starfish.
Well, what do you think? What do you know?
I hope you learned something today. I hope y'all learned something today. Goodbye. Sick miniature weapons.